There are two parts to this story. One takes place in 1966 and the other in 2020. Now, the members in 1966 were Rickinson cult, who was the former father of the family now, and Edward H. cult, his son, Lemrich cult, a cousin, Obadiah cult, Douglas cult, Decor cult, Carol cult, Gregory cult, Claudius cult, and Bronco cult. I know that's a lot, but it gets bigger. Now, Obadiah to Bronco was Edward's children. Decor, he always expressed some strange sadistic tendencies. Like he would torture small animals, like squirrels or maybe mice. One day he started reading into the devil, started researching him, and became very interested, so interested that he became a devil worshiper. Now one day, his sadistic tendencies got the best of him, and he shot Rickinson, who was his grandfather, in the head. Now, he didn't do this away from the house, not too far away, so most of the family members could hear him. They all got in an argument. Most of them left the house because they were scared of Decor now, except for Edward, Obadiah, Lemrich, and obviously Decor. Decor was actually he had just gotten out of the Vietnam War. He had been kicked out for PTSD, and he had a bunch of weapons just lying around in his room because he loved guns. He loved all the weapons. He loved, killing people in the war. So he picked up a grenade, and he was going to throw it in Edward's, his dad's, direction. But Lemrich held it from him. He delayed him so Edward and Obadiah could get out of the room. But Decor overpowered him and was able to throw the grenade on the ground. It blew up, and which sent Decor flying into the wall, killing him instantly, and Lemrich flying through the glass of the window and to fall to his death. And this is the 2020 part. This is, in my opinion, more interesting. So, the members in 2020 have grown in this group since the 1966 because people are having kids. So, Douglas cult, he was the son of Edward and the grandson of Rickinson. He hooked, I don't even know, he had a child with an unknown person. He named the child Markel Cult. Carol got married to a Rio cult, and they had Fitch Cult and Roswell Cult, and Roswell will come back later. And Claudius got married to Claudia Cult, similar names, obviously, and they had James F. Cult as their son. Now, James F. Cult got married to Charlotte F. Cult, and they had Lizzie F. Cult. Now we're getting into Roswell again. Roswell, most of the people in the family had normal jobs, or at least some of them did. Like Edward, before he retired, he was a stockbroker, and Fitch was a forensic expert. But Roswell was a mortician, and he prepared the dead bodies to be preserved in the funeral. And you could say he was working a side job because he didn't spend all of his time as a mortician. He actually did some work with... Okay, so he took a liking in the Saw movies and understood Jigsaw's ideology about how people need to be tested to survive to stop them from committing their wrongs. And he always did that. He built traps, obviously less extravagant, but he still did it to test the human nature just like Jigsaw did. And the survivors of his traps, he thought they would just go back on their lives, but actually they were recruited by the other cult family behind Roswell's back. So the disciples are actually, these guys, are actually the people that survived. Now, I might get into their traps in another episode, but he didn't know that they were working with the other cult family, his family. So, he was... Wow, my voice just cracked there. But he was... The family got revenge on Roswell. Or hold on. Roswell, he began researching into his Uncle Decor because he thought he was very interesting how the family had killed off, or actually it was him that had done it, but how he thought he was very interesting. So he started researching on it and into how he worshipped the devil. Now this wasn't where Roswell started worshiping the devil, but that will come back later. He actually learned it from a Susie Evil of the Evil family, the Evil's family, who he was friends with and then eventually had an affair with. Now, Susie Evil has now been terminated by the Evil's family, but they were once, just a happy family. So Susie got Roswell into all this satanic stuff. And this was highly frowned upon in the other cult family because they were heavily Christian, as you can see in their logo. And so they got revenge on Roswell for all the wrongs he has done and trapped him in a room with a guy named Tanzelium and what they thought was Susie Evil. Now, Tanzelium was instructed to kill what he thought was Susie Evil, and he did. And Roswell didn't know that it wasn't Susie Evil. He thought that Tanzelium had just killed his lover. They didn't know this because they were all drugged. They wouldn't have gotten them there in the first place. And so after Tanzelium killed Susie Evil, Roswell and Tanzelium got into a little brawl, which Roswell ended up winning, putting a bat